The floor is now open for questions and answers. Please go ahead.
You also please take a mic.
Yeah. Just share with you that it is a 10-acre site and it will involve an investment of about 150 crores. The mic is not. Not want to get into project details at this point in time.
By what time it will be ready, ma'am?
We've not yet launched the project. So we are planning to launch it in the next couple of months. And it would then take 3 years thereon for delivery.
Which land bank you have here in Hyderabad?
This is the first project in Hyderabad. As I mentioned, we are just entering the city. So this is the first parcel that we will be starting with. And we've been looking at some other land banks that we'll add to our portfolio shortly.
So have you already acquired the land?
No, we haven't. We are under discussions on a few more land parcels, but too premature to comment.
So how much land are you targeting to acquire in Hyderabad?
I think let's get moving on the first one.
Because you said you're here to stay for a long time.
So I think let's get started on the first one, and then we definitely will keep adding more. I do not want to set a specific number target at this point in time. We keep adding at regular intervals across the country. And I'd also like to state that our approach is not about adding land banks just for the sake of adding land banks. So we look at land banks from a 3-year development perspective, which means it has to be land that gets into development at least 12 to 18 months from the time we purchased it, and therefore it's inventory, it's not land bank. So we would like to keep replenishing at regular intervals.
So any specific reason for you to get into Hyderabad at a time when the real estate market is not that good? Because elsewhere now market is going very well.
I wouldn't say elsewhere the market is going very well. I think right now overall as a country we are definitely seeing some concerns on the development front. And I think when you're there in a space for the long term, you're looking at it as being part of an industry and part of a business, then you will see ups and downs. I think particularly this business segment, real estate, cycles are there every 2 to 3 years or 4 years. So I think if we step back every time and say, oh, there's a cycle, things are down, let's not enter a market, it's not going to be sustainable as an organization. We've been looking at this market for the last 2 years. So it's not that we've suddenly decided to come in. We believe the city has the potential to grow. We believe things have been done right in the past, things can continue to be done right. And therefore we believe there would be enough opportunities from the long-term perspective for us to be part of the city, which is why we went in on the first project. So yes, maybe things are a bit down at the moment. Maybe we would start out with sales being slower than what would have been anticipated, say 1 year back. But I think that's not going to be the yardstick for us deciding to be in a state or a city. We definitely look at it from a longer perspective of what is the latent demand, what is the captive potential that the state has to offer, and why we should be there.
I'm coming
So
to this specific
constructed and handed over to customers, and people are living there. At this point in time, we have about 10 million square feet that is either under construction or under design development. So there's 7 completed and there's 10 which is ongoing in different stages of development.
And what time frame this 10 million will get covered?
It would be over the next 4 years.
And what could be the, some ballpark investment in this kind of development? Say about 10 million which you're talking about.
I mean, if you look at land or investment in the land, it's already done. I mean, this is 10 million, that is, for example, this project is part of the 10 million. So it's obviously something where the land is in place. We're working on launching it in the next 2 months. Similarly, we have a project in Pune which the land has been paid for. We will be launching in the next 3 to 4 months. So obviously land has been fully paid for this 10 million square feet. But in terms of therefore investment in construction, you're really looking at about, I would say about 2,000 crores.
And this 500 crores will be part of this investment?
The 500 crores will be part of that investment.
This 2,000 crores over what time period?
It will be over a period of 4 years. And I think you also have to remember that in one sense, a large part of residential real estate is also self-financed. So it doesn't mean that you need 2,000 crores of funding. Part of it comes through customer payments through milestones, part of it comes through upfront investment. But what we ensure that we do as a company is keep the capital funding structure in place, keep the finances going so that at no point in time we stop construction because of financing issues. I think through the worst of 2008, none of our sites stopped work.